UFC Jacksonville, Overeem v Harris. Guys, I was going to do a full kind of analysis of the main card, but going through the fights, some of them didn't interest me as much as others. So I'm doing 3 fights. I hope you stick around, watch the video. I'll give my verdict, why I think each fighter is going to win, the advantages that they have and the disadvantages that they have. And I'll make my verdict as well. And the reason I'm making this video is because I think when you watch a fight card, if you know about the fighters, it's so much more entertaining. I think that's kind of self-evident, but there's some good fighters on this card that you need to know about, and there's some absolutely cracking fights. So the first fight on the main card, we have Yadang versus Marilyn Vera. This is going to be a fucking cracker. You need to watch this fight, I'm telling you. Yadang, he's flipping 22 years of age, and he's an absolute killer. Okay, his first professional fight was when he was 16 or 15. He got into the UFC when he was 19, and flipping, he's been knocking guys out since then. And this comes with youth as well, but he has incredible speed and agility. He'll pop in kind of like Conor McGregor when he was younger. He'll pop in, smack, and come back out. But he has no problem throwing down and fighting in the pocket as well. That's kind of what I've noticed the difference is. He will keep a perimeter when he wants to, pop in, smack you, and he has bricks for hands, and he'll do big kicks and spin, heel kicks, heel hook kicks, everything. But if you want to get down and dirty in the pocket, he will stand there and he will rip your body with hooks. He will stand there, he'll take it, he'll give it to. His background is in Chinese Sandas, so that's kind of like, it's a weird one. It has kickboxing, it has boxing, it has wrestling, it has takedowns. I don't believe there's any ground submissions in it. So I was thinking that was going to be his downfall, the jiu-jitsu. But in June 2018, when he was 20, he fought a guy 10 years older than him, Felipe Arantes, who is a brown belt in jiu-jitsu from Brazil. And Yadang had no problem. At one point, Felipe fell to the ground, and Yadang entered his guard and started laying ground and pound. He had no fear. He's so confident, and he's so cocky, and he has a right to be. He's a very promising young fighter. But this is his kind of downfall. He's quite inexperienced as well, and he can get hot-headed. In his last fight, he got deducted a point for an illegal knee. And this illegal knee, it wasn't kind of, anybody could have made that mistake. The guy was on his hands and knees in front of Yadang, and Yadang just kneed him in the head. And it caused damage as well, apparently. So he's fighting Marilyn Vera. Vera, he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, but a lot of people in the UFC, they have black belts in jiu-jitsu. But this guy uses it a lot. In a clinch, or he'll just walk up to you and try to get you in a head and arm choke and pull you down. He'll try to get a Kimura while you're standing, and he'll pull you down. He's very dynamic with his jiu-jitsu. He beat Brian Kelleher in 2017 by getting a Kimura. They went to the ground, then transitioning that to an armbar. He uses his jiu-jitsu very dynamically in a very unorthodox way. Ways that I have never seen before. So I think Yadang, he's going to get caught out in one of these chokes. And he's much, much more experienced than Yadang. And with that in jiu-jitsu, and with the fact that he's just a mean prick, just a mean son of a bitch, he will get in the pocket and he'll just bang and bang and bang. And I think that's what's going to happen. They're going to get mean in the pocket. He's going to go for a head and arm choke, because I've seen it before. Pull Yadang down, get on top of him and choke him out. That's what I think is going to happen. I think the experience and his usage, his specific and unique usage of jiu-jitsu is going to be the winning factor for him in this fight. So yeah, that's my prediction. I think Marilyn Vera is going to win by submission. So next fight after Yadang versus Marilyn Vera is Anders versus Yakko. Now guys, I'm not doing this one. It doesn't particularly interest me. I think Yakko is going to try to clinch to invalidate Anders' power, and I think Anders is going to try to land a big left. So for that one, even though I'm not reviewing it, not analysing it per se, I think Anders will win by a big left. So the next fight that I am doing is Dan Ige versus Edson Barboza. Now, this is a big fight because we all know Edson. We've heard his name for a decade nearly at this point. He's usually a 155 pounder, but he's moving down to 145 pounds for this one. So it's going to be interesting. Dan Ige, who is a 145 pounder, a legit 145 pounder, he is 5'8". Okay, he has beat one 6-footer in the UFC already, and that was, I believe his name was Danny Henry. He was a Scottish guy, and how he beat him is he just made it fucking dirty. Hugh ran up in the first round, smack, couple body shots. Danny Henry that was down on the ground, and that was it. That was game over. He's on a 5-fight win streak, so he's riding momentum. And I've seen his interviews this week, and he said that he knows that Edson is a technician on the feet. So he's going to make it dirty. He's going to make it a barroom fucking brawl. And potentially take him down then if he can and stay on top of him. So that's his game plan going into it. It'll be interesting to see if he's able to penetrate the perimeter of Edson Barboza. So Edson Barboza, this guy, we've heard about his name for a decade nearly. He's 5'11", so there's a 3-inch height difference. He is dropping down to 145, okay? So that is a talking point. People are unsure how well his body is going to react to that. But after seeing him in the weigh-ins, he looked okay. He's always been incredibly lean. Even at 155, he was always very lean. And going for 145, he's just more lean. He doesn't look emaciated. He doesn't look gaunt. He doesn't look like he's at death's door like Conor McGregor when he was making 145, or Jeremy Stevens, for example. He looks comfortable. He has lost 4 out of his last 5 fights. But let me just tell you who those fights are against. We're going for oldest to newest. Khabib, Kevin Lee, Dan Hooker, who he beat, Justin Gaethje, and then Paul Felder. He's been fighting top class guys for at least 3 or 4 years now. At least the last 3 years without taking a break. So he's coming into this fight having fought some big names. Dan Ige is not going to upset him or worry him. And obviously, I don't need to say it, but his kicking, his stand-up is unbelievable. So what I think he's going to try to do, what is quite obvious, anybody would know this, he's going to try to create a perimeter, keep Dan Ige out. He'll try to take his legs out, he'll hit him with some body shots, and then he'll try to finish with, I think, either a head kick or a knee. Dan Ige is probably going to try to rush in at some point. He's going to come in, try to make it dirty boxing, go for a takedown, and Edson could just land a knee, and that could be game over. So that's my verdict for this one. I think Edson Barboza is going to win. So after Dan Ige versus Edson Barboza, we have Claudia Godelia versus Angela Hill. Now guys, again, I'm not doing this one. It doesn't particularly interest me. It might be a good fight. Claudia is number 6. Angela Hill is unranked, I believe. I'm just not particularly interested in it. I tried to watch it. I don't think either of them bring anything special to the table that would interest me enough to analyze it. It could still be a banger. I think it will probably be a banger. They're going to go in and they're just going to drop fucking 3 blows. But there's nothing particularly interesting in it for me. So I'm going to skip that one. I'm just going to say Angela Hill because she's riding the wave. She's going to continue that. So the main event then, we have Alistair Overeem versus Walt Harris. The story of this fight is the stepdaughter of Walt Harris, and that tragic situation. We're not going to talk about that, except that it will be a factor in the fight. So we'll start with Alistair. I mean, how much analysis do I need to do for this one? How much do I need to talk about this one? He is a legend of the sport. He beat Brock. He beat everybody. He's fucking a K1 god, basically. However, he is turning 40. I think he's turning 40 tomorrow, which will be the 17th of May. He's coming off 2 losses. His last KO was brutal, but he does have a load of experience. He still has a lot of power. Like, don't get that wrong. He hit Rosenstruck with some big hands, but he just couldn't knock him out. Now, I really like Overeem. I don't want him to lose. But when we look at Walt Harris, I think Walt might just be a bit too much for him and a bit too fast. Yeah, I think Overeem might just be claiming a paycheck at this point, guys. Sorry to say. So Walt Harris, he's very fast. He's very athletic. I think he even tried out for the NBA. I read someplace. All of his wins have been by knockout. Now that's very worrying. If you've fast hands, you're athletic, all your wins are by knockout. That's very worrying if you're Alistair Overeem. Now, he will be thinking about his stepdaughter. That's kind of an intangible. I don't know, is that going to be a positive or is that going to be a negative? It's really hard to tell. But we'll see. I think for this fight, he's going to be too fast. He's going to be too athletic for Overeem, and he's going to knock him out, I'm afraid to say. I don't like saying that. I want Overeem to win, but I think Harris is going to win. So my verdict for this one, it is Harris. By knockout, lads. By a knockout. So yeah, there we go. They're my picks. They're my quote-unquote analysis. It's not really analysis. It's going to be a good night of fight. If you don't have enough time to watch all of them, watch the 3 I went over. Watch Yadang versus Vera, Ige versus Barboza, and then Overeem versus Harris. I think there are going to be 3 good fights. So yeah, guys, thank you very much. I will be uploading more videos. I might make a video after this event. We'll see. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. Leave a comment. If you want to, let me know who you think is going to win. Let me know if you think my analysis is off? Am I missing some key points? I appreciate the feedback. But yeah, thank you very much for watching and have a very good day.